This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
This episode is brought to you by AWS. Amazon Q Business is the generative AI assistant that can securely understand your business data, summarize results, and streamline tasks. Learn what Amazon Q Business can do for you at aws.com/learn more.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, my $750 bread making machine by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. Some consumer products become the butt of many jokes because they're often bought in a fit of good intentions, but then discarded almost immediately. Treadmills and exercise bikes are in this category, as are juice extractors and bread machines. So you can understand the hesitation I felt 3 years ago when the temptation to own a bread machine of my own started growing within me. The justification in my mind was that we're eating a lot of bread at the time, and hey, who doesn't like fresh bread? So I let the idea sit and rise for a while. And meanwhile, the missus and I went over to dinner at the home of some friends one night. These friends are a sophisticated and frugal couple from Holland who had just moved to the US. They served us an exotic, spicy vegetarian meal that was insanely delicious, with a slice of steaming, seed-encrusted, fresh-baked bread on the side. My wife and I said, we need to start eating more like you two. The table immediately broke into two discussions. The ladies debated the merits of various vegetarian recipes, and the men went to the garage to learn about this whole bread machine deal. What I learned is that a bread machine is not necessarily a failed consumer product to be scoffed at. In the right hands, it's an instrument of supreme frugal gourmitude. You just throw in some flour and a few other things, explained my European friend. Quote, and you have a great loaf of bread in just a few hours. Since you eat the bread each day, you're forced to make more several times per week. There's no chance of not using the machine regularly, so I don't understand why these machines are so often abandoned in the United States. End quote. I love how Dutch people explain things, by the way. It's as if in their country, logic and reason are actually practiced by a majority of the population. When you add the cool accent, you have a very persuasive group of people. With this new endorsement from a logical person, I had a peek on Craigslist. Sure enough, there were dozens of almost new bread machines out there. I was able to find one right in my own town at a price of $10. The original value of this particular machine was around $100. 3 years into ownership, I must say that this machine is still a huge hit. First of all, the cost savings are significant. To buy a good quality loaf of whole wheat bread in the grocery store costs about $2.50. To put in flour, yeast, olive oil, water, salt, and sugar cost me about 50 cents to get an equivalent sized loaf of bread, with flour purchased in 50-pound bags from Costco. The time investment is also minuscule. Without any special preparation, I tied myself in measuring the ingredients into the machine and pressing start. Last time I made bread, 90 seconds. If you factor in the time needed to walk to the bread section of your store and pick out loaves during regular grocery shopping, the net time cost might even be zero. Plus, I prevent a plastic bag from being manufactured as well. So I've been saving $2 per loaf, 2 loaves per week for about 3 years. That's $600 in bread money that's now part of the stash. Plus, the bread is much more delicious, and you can even get crazy and make fancy bread. At various times, I've made more decadent types of bread, such as my beer, cheese, bacon, and olive bread. That stuff is bad. You can throw in flax seeds, sesame seeds, even random crickets and ants from your backyard if you want to get really international/African with your recipes. Olive ant bread could be quite interesting. But wait, there is an even more exciting contribution this $10 machine has made to my life. It has completely eliminated the temptation to order pizza. Nowadays, I make the pizza dough in the machine and I roll it out into enormous thin crust sheets, which I bury in gourmet ingredients. It's just ridiculously delicious. I also make little personal 8-inch pizza crusts by the dozen and freeze them. These are whipped out every afternoon and made into near instant pizzas as lunch or after school snacks for my little son. If you have a party at your house where pizza is in demand, you roll out some big fancy crusts and let the guests create their own edible works of art. It's a highly sociable alternative to ordering pizza that improves upon the experience in every way. It's hard to estimate how much cash this machine has saved me. At a minimum, it would be $600 in bread plus a random allocation of $150 for pizza savings, so $750. More realistically, we used to order pizza at least once a month at about $20, including tax, tip, and delivery. Nowadays, the raw ingredients cost $6 for a giant pizza. 3 years times 12 pizzas times $14 in savings per pizza is actually $504 worth of pizza, making this machine worth a total of over $1,000 so far. Regardless of the actual numbers, I am a happy Mustachian. When it boils down to it, a bread maker is just another motorized consumer product that a true minimalist would scoff at. But in my own odd life, which combines both frugality and decadence, I have found this device to be quite a worthy contributor to the family. If you eat bread and/or pizza regularly, I can safely recommend having a peek at your local Craig's if you want to dip a toe into the bread making world as well. You just listened to the post titled My $750 Bread Making Machine by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com.
Ah, and here we have travelers in their natural habitat enjoying guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout at fine hotels and resorts booked through Amex Travel, and they don't even see what's coming at them.
We're in. We got the table.
Yep, with Resi Priority Notify, they're alerted when hard-to-get reservations open up.
Reservation for 2? Save the best for last.
Thanks to Amex Platinum, the last stay vacation brings yet another experience. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withAmex.
Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
As someone who is a huge fan of bread and pizza, I found this article mouthwatering, especially since I'm currently staying away from carbs and sugar, which is the only reason why I didn't hop on Craigslist and immediately buy a bread maker. But I think the overall point here can apply to many other frugal choices we make. Sometimes the frugal choice is the superior choice for more reasons than just saving you money. In the case of this bread maker, Mr. Money Mustache is getting a better product. He's saving time, he's reducing packaging waste, and he's tapping into his own creativity with different recipes. All of those benefits are in addition to the money he's saving. I enjoy these benefits from cooking in general and highly recommend that if you don't enjoy cooking, start small. Learn how to cook a simple piece of meat like chicken, top it with some homemade pesto, and eat it alongside a decadent salad. I'm actually describing last night's dinner because it was oh so good. It's amazing the meals you can come up with from just some basic knowledge on a few cooking techniques and simple ingredients. You'll save money, time, and enjoy much better food than what you can get by ordering takeout. Trust me on this one. That should do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. I'll be back tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there on the Wednesday show where your optimal life awaits.